You're watching Matador News.
Hello and welcome to Matador News. I'm Anthony De La O.
And I'm Dani Saponzic.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has returned to the negotiation table with President Trump. When a televised meeting between Zelensky, Trump, and Vance turned explosive last week, the leader of Ukraine left the White House in a huff. In response, Trump paused all aid to Ukraine this morning, and Ukraine said that they are now ready to negotiate and have agreed to the conditions the U.S. has established for their support. Zelensky says that he feels his actions were regrettable and that Ukraine is ready to start making the step towards lasting peace.
The markets took a tumble today as tariffs on Mexico, China, and Canada went into effect. This means these countries will have to pay to import goods such as fruits, cars, and oil. This ends the free trade agreements that North American countries have had since World War II. Trump says this is the best way to punish the countries for issues like drug trafficking and illegal immigration. In response, the affected countries have announced their own tariffs on the U.S. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada will tax over $100 billion of American goods, and that a fight with his country will yield no winners. Mexico says it will also issue tariffs on the U.S., but will wait until the weekend to do so. China says it will start hitting U.S. farm exports with a 15% tax as well.
Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is pushing for Republican lawmakers to avoid public forums. This is in response to the alleged paid protesters coming to public town halls. These events have been populated with people demanding answers to the massive budget cuts, answers that many lawmakers are struggling to provide. Trump says that these protesters are being compensated for their time, but Democrats are saying that Republicans are running away because they know how badly they're hurting the American people.
Donation centers say they are overwhelmed by the amount of clothing given to them during the LA wildfires. Organizations like the Red Cross and Salvation Army have discouraged using clothing donations during natural disasters. They received ripped, dirty, and even moldy clothing, most of which had to have been thrown away. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency says landfills have received over 9 million tons of clothing and footwear since 2018.
Last week, California Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis visited the CSUN campus. President Eric Abek took the lieutenant governor on a tour visiting state-funded projects within the university, including the CTVA department and the currently under construction Valera Nest and Autodesk Technology Engagement Center. The lieutenant governor is running for California governor in 2026, and President Beck noted that it's important state leaders know this work at CSUN does and understand the level of skills students bring.
Turning Point USA's The American Comeback Tour will be coming to CSUN. This Thursday at Matador Square, conservative activist Charlie Kirk will be debating students in front of a live audience. Turning Point is visiting colleges across the nation because it, quote, hopes to debate conventional narratives promoted by leftist academia. This event has received backlash from several on-campus organizations, including Deaf and Hard of Hearing sorority, Alpha Sigma Theta, and the Deaf Studies Association. In an Instagram post, the sorority said that they do not want Kirk on campus due to his call to remove sign language interpreters during emergency briefings as they are distracting. The organizations said they plan on peacefully protesting during the event.
The CSU system is fully embracing the use of AI tools across all 23 campuses through a new initiative. In a press release, CSU announced AI tools and training will be available to all 460,000 students and 63,000 faculty and staff. In response, the CSU's labor union, the California Faculty Association, released a statement calling the AI initiative disturbing. The CFA say that they are concerned for the life-threatening carbon emissions AI produces. For more on the developments in AI, our tech reporter George Sakers says it's a hot-button issue in the government as well.
Moving on to the world of tech, social welfare organization Democracy Forward is investigating AI use in the government. Skye Perryman, president and CEO of the organization, says the American public deserves to know if and how AI is changing the way our government agencies work. The investigation stems from comments made by Doge, claiming AI would be used to review emails sent in by fired employees. Samsung attended the Mobile World Conference in Barcelona, where it previewed some of its newest advancements in display technology. A candy bar concept phone stole the show with the ability to fold from both the top and the bottom. Another product that garnered attention was a portable briefcase that folds open to reveal a smart screen inside. Google was also at MWC and unveiled multiple features that are coming to Gemini. Many of these features emphasize the newest AI advancements on the platform, such as video sharing as well as screen recording functionality. With these new features, users will be able to directly input screenshots and videos in Gemini to get answers. Apple unveiled its newest iPhone model, 16e, a successor to its SE model. It's a compact phone for people who prefer a smaller screen and more simple experience. The phone features new processors that support Apple Intelligence, which gives users the ability to tap into ChatGPT, create original emojis, and rewrite text. That's all from here in Jacaranda Hall. I'm George Sakers. Now, back to you.
Students can receive a $10 Chipotle gift card for donating blood on Thursday. The annual event is sponsored by UCLA Health Blood and Platelet Center and the CSUN Women in Science and Engineering. Students can donate blood at the Grand Salon between 9 and 2. Interested students should bring their ID, eat well, and drink plenty of fluids before they donate.
CSUN Theater closed out its first performance run of the semester, Romeo and Juliet. The show took a fresh look at the old classic, incorporating dance moves and unique costume design. The Sundial's Yaminah Legohn spoke to the cast and crew about their experiences on set.
I was very shy. I refused to speak to Thomas for the entirety of the first week. It took, I think, the second week for me to even actually say something to him.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty shy myself. The process of coming into it was a bit odd. And then once we got into the theater itself and we started to actually spend time with each other, Paige suggested we do this like exercise where we look into each other's eyes for 5 minutes. And it was the longest 5 minutes of my life. But it really helped.
It's been a pretty interesting one. We lost a couple days at the beginning of our rehearsal process because of the fires, but I think it definitely gave us a bit of a boost starting in because we already began with this mindset of like feeling like we didn't have enough time.
The actors are so hardworking. They're very prepared. They're fast learners, I would say.
I just started I memorized the hell out of my lines. Like I try to get them really down. So that I could say them back in my mind subconsciously.
And for me, it really included finding music that I felt embodied Juliet and the whole story.
So we, of course, have a big fight scene, right? Yeah. It's a lot, very physically taxing to do, not to mention in various forms of pleather and leather.
Yeah.
And similarly to Ren, I had trouble at first finding the emotional side and finding the vulnerability in myself to touch into that emotional side because it is such a sad, tragic story.
And this is actually my first time ever being a prop lead for any show before and working on CSUN itself. The most challenging for me would be just figuring out props in general. It's just been something we just work at and get better at it.
Like with the dance elements and the stunningness of the stage, it's really going to be, it's quite cool.
One word to describe the show: celebration.
Friendship.
Love.
Kindness.
Character.
Ephemeral.
Unique.
Unity.
Human.
Groundbreaking.
The Oscars rolled out the red carpet yet again this weekend. Our entertainment reporter, Sam Kline, says the event had many surprises.
Lots of things happening in the world of entertainment, so let's talk about it. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo opened up the 97th Academy Awards by performing songs from The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, including Somewhere Over the Rainbow and Defying Gravity from Wicked. Wicked won Best Production Design and Best Costume Design, but lost Best Film to Anora, which took home 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actress. The Brutalist won 3, while Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, and Wicked earned 2. Best Actor went to Adrian Brody, and Best Actress to Mickey Madison. The Israeli and Palestinian team of 4 behind No Other Land won Best Documentary. The documentary was filmed over 4 years, from 2019 to 2023, and follows activist Basil Adra as he films the destruction of his hometown. During his acceptance speech, Israeli filmmaker and journalist Yuval Abraham called out his country's destruction of Gaza and its people, urging Hamas to release Israeli hostages. Abraham says that his team made the film because their voices are stronger together. Actor Adrian Brody broke the record for longest acceptance speech in Academy history after speaking for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Oscar winners are usually limited to about 45 seconds before music begins to play. Brody promised he'd wrap things up, but then continued to speak over the music as it was playing. Brody won 3 Oscars, 20 years since he was last recognized. While celebrities are out there getting their Oscars, CSUN students are preparing for their bit of stardom during VOVE's upcoming tour. VOVE, or 505 Entertainment, is a student-run record label where students represent local artists. The team is gearing up for their performances throughout the semester and is planning a statewide tour this summer, a first for the program. VOVE CEO Matthew Lombardi spoke to CSUN's On Point about the program's upcoming tour.
And I'm excited to say we're going on tour for the first time ever in summertime. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Thanks, man. Thank you. We're starting top of California in Sacramento, my hometown, and then we're going to be hitting a couple different spots, coming all the way down to LA. So.
If you can't make it to the tour, you can also visit a closer show at the Midnight Hour Record Store later this semester.
The label a little bit. We're actually planning a show there coming up here within the next few months, hopefully with our metal group Dro. Because they're just some of the greatest people. We would love to be in that space and around, again, that beautiful physical form that is vinyls.
VOVE will be on tour up the northern coast from June 15th to July 2nd. That's all that I have here for you in Manzanita Hall. I'm Sam Kline. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sam. The Matadors have had a mixed week in sports. Our sports reporter Alfonso Vargas says some teams are having their best seasons in years.
In professional sports, after capturing the 2 seed in the West, the Lakers look to improve their win streak to 7. The Clippers hope to bounce back after suffering back-to-back losses to the Lakers as they face off against the Suns. In Matador Sports, CSUN's track and field athletes made noise at the MSPF Championship. For the men, Trey Smith successfully has defended his MSPF title in the weight throw competition. Chase Mars, James Crawford, Wyatt Wiggins Jr., and Daniel Harper recorded 4 historic times. While in the 400-meter race, Tibiaso Matavu claimed the 3rd consecutive title. The relay team captured 2nd place in the event. The women's team had its ups and downs in this event, going 7th place on the first day, with Summer Mosley, Catherine Ship Davis, and Miley Level setting top performances and personal best. But the second day went a little quiet, with them dropping to 10th place in the competition. On to men's basketball, the Matadors went up against the number 1 team in the Big West, UC San Diego. Although CSUN came into the game with the full steam of momentum, they fell short 77-71 to the Tridents. CSUN's chances of finishing top 2 in the West decreased following their loss. Despite the loss against UC San Diego, the Matadors were able to bounce back against UC Santa Barbara with a dominating win, 103-77, with Scotty Washington and Marcus Adams Jr. leading the way with a combined 43 points. Following up on their success, men's volleyball increased their win streak to 7 games, beating Cal Lutheran 3-1. Highlighting Trey Smith again, he was named MSPF Athlete of the Year for the 2nd time in a row, looking for revenge after finishing 2nd place, 1 spot away from history. All his focus is on the 2025 NCAA Indoor Championship in Virginia Beach. Now back to volleyball, the Matadors have been having one of their best seasons in team history. This year has the best record throughout 14 games since the 2009 season. The real challenge for CSUN begins now with their first conference game against LBSU, who sits at the top of the Big West Conference. That's all for me in Redwood Hall. Now back to you.
And that's all for Matador News. Tune in next week for the latest from our team and check out the Sundial YouTube for more from our reporters. I'm Anthony De La O.
And I'm Dani Saponzic. See you next week.